Hey friends, and welcome back to the Gentleman's Journey. In this one, we're talking about the white smoke jumper. Now, as they say, trust the original. Now friends, I couldn't wait to get my hands, better yet, my feet into a pair of these. Guys, in this video, we're gonna talk about the build quality, the construction, we're gonna go through the pricing, the sizing, we're gonna talk about the fit and a little bit about what I feel about these boots and whites as a whole. But you know what? We're gonna flip the script on this video. I'm gonna take them on a little adventure first and then make sure and stick around because we're gonna get into the nuts and bolts of the original white smoke jumper. Guys, let's get into it. Now friends, you didn't think we would just snooze our way into the new year. Not at all. We're going out of 2022 with a bang. That's right, we're hitting the whites smoke jumpers. Guys, I've went ahead and partnered with whites on these boots. I didn't have to buy them, but you can guarantee on this channel, I'm gonna give them a fair shake. And guys, you know, through this video, we're gonna be reviewing it. Make sure and stay back because we always do like a 6-month, 1-year review. We do that and then we end up comparing them with other boots, talk about the cleaning process. We end up doing, you know, several videos just on one pair of boots. So you're gonna see a lot more of this on the channel. But guys, I really like, if you've seen the channel, to start from the top down, basically what you're seeing when you're wearing the boots. So let's not stray from that at all. One of the first things you'll notice is the laces. I got these leather laces. Of course, they send out the nylon laces as well, but I really like that. And then they're looped through all that brass hardware. So you got the eyelets and the speed hooks. Friends, that's a chore there. When you're lacing up a boot like this, you know that you're about to have a good day because you're doing something that's actually going to change the world. If you're working in a boot like that, you're getting something done. So friends, this is obviously a 10-inch boot. This is one of the higher boots I have, but let me tell you, it doesn't stop there. They have 12, they have 15. I mean, it just keeps stacking up. Some of these guys really want it going all the way up top. So at any rate, we stopped at 10 and we have that black rough out leather. Now guys, this in their basically off the shelf type of boot, they have the black in smooth and rough out, and then they have the brown smooth and rough out. Of course, this boot, you can go all kinds of different directions with it. Now mine is NFPA, so that's the National Firefighter Protection Association. This boot is basically ready to run and gun, whether you're doing your structural firefighting, your wildland firefighting. It has all the nuts and bolts that are gonna meet the approval process through them. Guys, I have my red card. I haven't fought a fire yet, but in case I want to, or I join a volunteer program or something, I have a boot that's ready to do that. So you can get different colors, but if you start switching stuff up, you might lose that rating. Maybe you're just doing a general contractor work and that doesn't mean a thing to you. So then you can go into all kinds of different wild leathers, and of course all the stitching through there has that rating as well. You can move away from that and whatnot. But you know what, guys, that's kind of what I ended up going with. Awesome boot. Coming through the back, you'll have this pull tab. It's a 10-inch boot, so I certainly appreciate that. In the inside, you'll see the smooth side of the leather. Now again, because I got the rough out leather, the smooth side is on the inside, the rough out is on the outside. It's an online boot, so don't expect any kind of padding or anything like that. And then you'll notice, if you're kind of new to this boot world, you'll notice it has a really big tongue situation going on there. You really want to get, especially when you're first wearing the boots, you want to fold it over and get it in a really good position, because it's kind of going to carry that position potentially throughout the duration of the boot. However, this is another spot that you really want to make sure you're conditioning. When you're cleaning and conditioning, you don't just want to hit the outside. This gets a lot of wear and tear. It needs replaced from time to time, but at any rate, this big old tongue here is something we'll talk about more as we're trying them on and stuff like that. That might be something kind of new if you're just getting into this kind of boot. At any rate, friends, that is kind of the upper. You could get it in a 6-inch, you could get 8, again you can get taller. But that's the direction I went with that. Friends, let me pop in real quick and just talk about how these boots are doing. Now, as always, I've said it 100 times in this video. Again, we're gonna do a 1-year review. We're gonna put these boots through their paces, friends. But let me just tell you, right out the gate, they are so comfortable. I got the right size. This is 11C over there at White's. And let me tell you, friends, we've hiked a couple miles back. Now we're back at camp again. And I am just stoked about how they handle, how they perform. The fit is like a glove. I hate to use that expression loosely, but I can tell you, friends, the leather is just supple enough. I feel kind of nimble on my feet. I don't know what to quite attest that to yet, but let me tell you, with the 10-inch, everything is just locked and loaded, and I'm one with my boots. I don't know how to put it. They're just an awesome, awesome boot. I can't wait to get miles and miles and a bunch of trails. Guys, I actually bought these boots for work. So these are not just gonna be a trail boot. I'm gonna be working them, running, gunning. You know what, we're gonna put them through their paces. But I can't say enough about these White's Smokejumpers. Moving on down, in between the laces and the tongue, you'll see this kill tie. This is basically a false tongue. It's actually gonna protect this tongue from all the laces, tightening and loosening every single day. That's a piece that, you know, you can replace really, really easy, and it's gonna add some protection. It is a bit of a look thing too, if you like that, or if you don't, you can curve off the bottom of that with some scissors. But at any rate, guys, we're gonna move in to basically the arch. The profile that this boot was built on is the 4811 Arch Ease. Now guys, they've actually dubbed that the Smokejumper Arch because that's the one that they've ran since the beginning. Now guys, it gives you a roomy toe box, and it has kind of a mid to high arch. And so that might be something, if you're going from a tennis shoe or a traditional flat-footed work boot, that you'll notice. When you get in this thing, you're gonna notice the arch. It won't be the same. Now, White's, of course, they have a whole range of boots and a whole range of arches, so you're not stuck to this platform if you just can't get yourself used to it. But I can tell you, friends, it's gonna be great for your back. It's gonna be great for your muscles if you're standing all day and working, hiking, climbing around. Guys, this thing is tested, and they, at this point, see no reason to venture off from that. And I got a lot of boots, guys, and I really like that arch profile quite a bit. So through that midsole, guys, it's all gonna be leather through here. This is a completely leather boot. Of course, you'll see some metal screws in the bottom and some hardware, but trust me, at any rate, this sucker is all leather. It has a leather midsole, and then it has a leather shank. So there'll be some glue through that process and stuff like that, but everything through there is leather. Of course, you'll see from the outside, I went with the natural edge. Now guys, just a quick note of comparison. I have my Franks, I have my Nicks, and I gotta say, it seems like White's actually dyes this a little bit brown. I'm most impressed with this color. Those two boots had a bit of a red edge, and of course, you know, I actually do some leather working, so I can dye that myself. I got both of them wet, and they seem to even come out a little more pinkish. This is a nice warm brown. I appreciate that. This is all going to change though. If you've seen my wildland firefighter videos, if you've seen just some old work boots, you'll know that all this basically just changes color. It turns dark brown, turns black, and you don't notice it. You only kind of notice it right when the boots are brand new. But right out the gate, it comes really nice. Now you're going to notice that logger heel, of course. This is good for climbing uphill. It's going to give you lots of traction. It's going to keep your foot a little more level with the earth, if you will, as you're climbing. When you're coming downhill, you're going to be getting more traction. Your heel is going to be able to dig into the earth and keep you from slipping. So this is basically a traditional work boot, guys. And of course, it's matched with that Vibram 100 lug. Now that white check right there, that's the fire and ice option. It's going to give you a little bit more traction. Now I have the Vibram 100 lug without the fire and ice. I have the Honey Vibram. So again, friends, that's another video that you can look forward to in the future. We'll be comparing these, contrasting, but look at that sucker. So it's stitched through the midsole, has its own layer of stitching to hold that on. Of course, there's some glue holding that on, and then some screws that you'll see all holding the outsole on, making it perfectly resolable. You talk to the guys on the fire line, and maybe they're on their third or fourth outsole, because that's what these boots are all about. You know, it's not a one-time purchase. You can get different components put back on, fixed, adjusted, altered, and of course the outsole is something that gets changed frequently for those guys that are just putting these things through their paces. The upper is stitched all the way through the midsole by hand. So you'll see what's popular is the Goodyear welt, and sometimes there's a Storm welt, and they'll put a plastic or a leather piece, and they've all done essentially what a hand stitching is, but this is the ultimate. So as far as weather protection, as far as strength, durability, of course resoling, it's all in there, done by hand. Now White's has a Goodyear welt. White's has a stitch down welt that's done with a machine. They have different options, but in the Smokejumper, in the original, everything's done by hand. So you're gonna start to see these components, whether it's the Wildland Firefighter work leather, this Raffel 8-ounce thick leather, the brass hardware, you know, the tongue, the 10-inch, the amazing traction outsole, guys, and then that stitch down process. You're gonna start seeing why these boots cost more than the other guy off the shelf, and you're gonna start to understand why the guys and gals who are leading the industry in the wildland firefighting, maybe it's park rangers, forestry workers, all these guys keep coming back to this company because it honestly is made for the workhorse environment. It's made rough and tough and rugged. They stand behind their product, and you can get everything completely reconstructed. So you're going to start to see some of that process, start to understand why the price tag's a bit higher, and then you can start evaluating, does my work, does my job and needs demand something like this, or am I going to take it a different direction? So that's what I want to give you guys on the channel, is some of that information, some of the build quality and construction, so you can start to see if maybe this is something that might be of interest for you. Now, as far as sizing, guys, this is a custom Pacific Northwest boot company that really wants to get you something that's going to fit. So whether you're going through their online option, you're able to head into the Spokane store, or you find a local, you know, I saw these guys at a tractor shop recently, so that was news to me, but I saw some of their boots, I guess you'd say off the shelf, at a tractor store. But you can go in there and get fit. You can do it over the internet. You can use their sizing chart, and you're getting a custom fit boot that's going to feel real comfortable. You know, try it on in your living room and this and that, and if anything's bogus, they're going to stand behind the product. You can send it back and get another one. But the idea is you're getting pretty darn close to bespoke. As far as the range, guys, they'll have something that'll fit you. So it covers the whole spectrum. Now, as far as my sizing, I went with size 11C. Now, friends, I'm a 12 on the Brannick device. Well, one of my feet are exactly a 12. The other one's just shy of a 12. and I typically wear a size 12 in tennis shoes. Now, on a lot of boots, I'm going 11. So I'm 11 in these guys, 11 in Nick's, 11 in Frank's. I got 11.5, but that's so I can have some room for an insert. We'll be talking about that in another video. I'm 11 in Red Wing. I'm 11 pretty much across the board in boots. Even my Thorogoods, I have an 11. So I don't know if that will help you guys have any confidence, but the size 12 Brannick device, size 11 here in my Smokejumpers, and they fit really, really good. Really comfortable fit right out the gate. So friends, I am an open book on these boots. I try to cover as much as possible. You know, this isn't no joke. You guys go out there and work really hard for your money, and you want to put it in a good place. You want to put it in a place that you can trust and that you feel really good while you're working and earning that money, but you want to know that it's not going down the toilet. We hate consumerism on this channel. We're all about getting good products that are gonna last a lifetime, that you can even pass down generations, something that you feel proud in, and something that, you know, you're being a good steward of your money. So I'm an open book. Make sure and ask me any questions. If there's something I haven't covered or something I need to call up Whites, like I say, I can call these guys on the phone anytime I want and just have a conversation about all this stuff. I would love to get into the nitty gritty. If there's something, just make sure and let me know in the comments below. Guys, really loving all of the engagement down there. You guys are awesome. We got an awesome thing going here. So got a bunch of really fun videos coming up, a couple more for 2022, and then we're gonna hit the ground running 2023. It's gonna be an awesome year on the channel, so I'd love to have you guys, if you'll consider subscribing, sticking around for the journey. This is my journey as we become better gentlemen. And on that, friends, what better place to go to than Proverbs? Real quick, hang back for this proverb. Proverbs 22, 1 through 2, it says, "A good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold. Rich and poor have this in common. The Lord is maker of them all." Now, friends, I think that's just something that we can think about as gentlemen. You know, what's going to be more important and how do we get there? Of course, it's going to be digging into more scripture. You know, what's more important, standing here with all these riches, or like it says, to be esteemed, to be honored, to be known as a good man? You know, I sure hope that your mother-in-law, your father-in-law would be proud to say that you are married to their daughter. I sure hope that your parents are proud to have you as a son, and I sure hope that your spouse knows that you're treating them just amazing. So friends, that's what we're doing. That's what we're about on this channel. As we become better gentlemen, we're going to take each other with us on this journey. At any rate, friends, until the next video, God bless you. And hey, don't forget to give those boots some love from time to time.